Hey everybody, welcome back to the keyword selection and match types. And in this section of the training course, we're going to be going over mastering the broad match modifier. In my opinion, this is one of the most important aspects of keyword selection and match types to understand for several reasons. And what I want to do in this particular video is convince you that broad match modifier is the way to go, and then give you three parameters really to employ when you are setting up any campaign or ad groups with the broad match modifier keyword strategy. So why use the broad match modifier? And that is, well, why over any of the other selection tools? Some of the others might seem like they give you more control. So let's go over that. Let's ask ourselves the question, why broad match modifier? Point A is that you are able to expand your reach over a simple exact match or a phrase match selection type. And this is important when you're trying to build a targeted, the most important thing for us to have is the most amount of targeted traffic, and getting that to our sites in a fashion to where we're capturing the user at the point of intent and we have the correct landing page experience for that user to convert. So the broad match modifier allows you to expand your reach to drive the most amount of targeted traffic to your site. Point B is that the modifier gives you the benefits of reaching a large audience like the broad match does. However, it allows you to maintain a high level of control over your keyword selection and what your ads will and will not show up for. So expand your reach, maintain a high level of control. Point C is that you increase your click-through rate. And the reason for this is that when you use the broad match modifier and you require certain terms in your search query to be close variants, your ad relevance becomes much higher than it would be in, say, a broad match type. So because your ad is more relevant, you can generally increase your average position on the search results page, and you can increase your click-through rate as a result of having very relevant ad copy and ranking a little bit higher in the search results page. Point D is that you can overall lower your cost per click because your quality scores are going to be higher because your ads are relevant to the user's search query and your landing pages as well. So these two things combined make up for a reduced cost and allowing you to drive more traffic for less money, which is the ultimate goal here. So expand your reach, maintain a high level of control, increase your CTR and your average page on the position, or average position on the page, excuse me. There we go. So increase CTR and average position, lower your cost per click. That is why you should use the broad match modifier, and I can't think of any reason to not use the broad match modifier after all of these points have been addressed. So let's assume that you have decided that broad match modifier is the path for you in building out all of your campaigns. There are three things that are must-haves and must understand when you're building out broad match modifier campaigns. The first thing is you need granular ad groups. And what I mean by that is what I've talked about in previous videos, where you have only one to maybe three close variations of the same keyword assigned to one ad group. So the ad group would be the title. The title of the ad group would really be the keyword or key phrase that's in that ad group. I like to leave it to 1 to 3, 1 if possible, but if there are some variations I want to include of that keyword, for instance, reordering, or if it's, Sacramento, California divorce or Sacramento divorce, I'll throw those in the same one. But granular ad groups, this is very, very, very important. Make sure you're writing this stuff down so that you can keep this when you're building out your campaigns. Point B is negative keywords. It's very important, especially because we are exposing ourselves to a greater pool of traffic, that we are including negative keywords that we do not want our ads to trigger for, because the user's intention for instance, when they use a keyword like free in their search query, is not to purchase something. And if you have something for sale, you may or may not want your product, your ad to be showing if the word free is in the user search query. So making good use of negative keywords at the campaign level and the ad group level is very important when you're going to be using a broad match modifier strategy. Point C is strategic modifier placement. And in our next video, I'm going to go over how to build out a successful campaign and ad groups with the broad match modifier. And we're going to go over the strategy for modifier placement so that you get a clear understanding of what exactly it is that I mean by strategic modifier placement. But for now, make sure that you live by these rules if you're going to be using the broad match modifier: granular ad groups, negative keywords, and strategic modifier placement. Okay. Make sure you tune in to the next video. We're going to go over how to use the broad match modifier like an expert.